As we move now to some of the finer nuances of direct marketing, I want to just bring up some points that, if you don't kind of make yourself aware of them or remind yourself of them, we all just, it's so easy to just kind of slip into your person here, your persona, and not be thinking about, okay, so how does this sound to my customers? How does this sound out in the marketplace? So I call this just kind of attitudinal awareness, just being aware how your spirit and attitude is being perceived, and how you are you're portraying that out here in your messaging. So the first one is no whining. No whining. When you're on the farm, there are things that happen that are just catastrophes. You help a cow have a calf and the calf's born dead. The grasshoppers eat up your squash, or you go out one day and suddenly the squash vine borer has eaten all your squash. Your beautiful squash were beautiful yesterday, suddenly they're, all wilted and gone. Your customers don't want to hear about your troubles. And believe me, they don't want to hear about your troubles. What they do want to hear is how you responded to those later on. So every time that you have, and I'm bringing this up because in our social media TikTok culture today, the temptation is everything that happens in my life that's critical, we run and next thing you know, here we are putting it out there on social. And I'm telling you, your customers don't want to hear about your real-time problems. And sometimes we direct market farmers, we think that our customers are so tuned into us that we can be that real-time open with them. You can't. There's forgiveness, but the forgiveness has to come, as you reflect on how you responded to that thing. And that's how you can capture that catastrophe, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months down, you can capture that catastrophe and turn it into a really positive marketing tool as opposed to a negative. Next attitudinal awareness is positive pricing. One of the best things I ever heard from a marketing session one time, I was speaking, one of the other speakers, he said, there is not a single place in your marketing in which you would use the word price that you can't use the word invest. So don't have a price list, have an investment list. Price sounds like a negative. Oh, I've got to spend money. Invest sounds like a positive. Everybody wants to invest in something better. Compare nutrition. We've actually gone and compared nutrition of different things. I mean, for example, grass-finished beef has 300% more riboflavin in it than grain-finished. Next is never sell junk. Never sell junk. You can only disappoint your people one time. And if a person is think about your own self. If you're disappointed with a purchase, how hard is it for you to ever go back to that place? That's one of the most unforgiving things you can do. That means you've got to rotate your inventory. Keep stuff up, keep it fresh, so that you're not selling broken packages and all that sort of thing. Now, at our farm, we do have a 15% discount freezer where, cryovac packages that are broken, we can sell those. But it's still plenty good. It still looks good. It's okay, and there's nothing wrong with it. Next, tell good stories. Tell good stories. People want to hear about your progress. They love to hear about your progress. They love to hear about, well, last week I learned this. Last week we did this, and here's what we found. People want to feel like they're coming into your life. And you want to have the sense that your people are interested in your life. Some of the best, the best, retweets, the best, things that get out there that move your customer base are your own stories. Your teachable moment, what you learned last week, last month, your teachable moment is also their teachable moment. And so your aha is their aha. And those often get the best circulation within the consumer pool. Next, remember, price isn't everything, but it is something. The higher your price, the lower your market pool. And so think about who your customer is. If we think about the pyramid of market exclusivity, being 0 at the bottom. 0 is like if you're buying groceries from Buc-ee's and Sheetz, and a 1 being you're buying it at Costco and Walmart, and a 2 you're buying it from Kroger's, and a 3 you're buying it from Trader Joe's and Whole Foods, and you come up this pyramid to where a 10 up here at the top is somebody that has their own garden and a hand crank grain mill in their kitchen and a jar of mung beans on a windowsill and some sourdough mother over here baking their own bread. That's a 10. So as you go from 0 to 10 in this echelon, the question is, where are you? Where are you on that? Are you is your customer base way up here in the 10 and 9 where it's so exclusive, it's a tiny little pool? Or are you able to move with packaging, pricing, accessibility, through shipping rather than, coming to your farm to buy it? Are you able to move down that pyramid to broaden so I have no desire to be at the 0 base, but if you can move down into the 7 and to the 6 and even the 5, okay, if you can move down to that level, now suddenly you broaden your base and you greatly increase the market pool that you can service. And finally, on attitudinal awareness, you can only be so weird. Now this dovetails a little bit with the previous discussion, but remember, you can only be so weird. My mentor, Alan Nation, used to always have this wonderful saying. He said, people will only let you be so weird. You can be a nudist or you can be a Buddhist, but if you're a nudist Buddhist, you're just too weird and people won't believe you. Think about how odd you are. Remember, coming off of 100% purity at a price everybody can afford might be better than 100% pure that only 10% of the people can afford. Here we are telling people, for us, we're telling people, no, you don't want to buy your chicken from Walmart. You want to get it from us. And if we also said beyond that, not only that, you don't want a double-breasted chicken. No, who wants breast meat? Forget all that white meat. You want a razor-breasted chicken, all brown, a lot of bones, 16 weeks old. It can't be fried. It can't be broiled. It's got to be crock-potted. And you start down that path, and you've just become a nudist Buddhist. And so just realize that your level of weirdness has an effect on the number of people that will buy from you. And so if you can start with something less weird, build your customer base, and then begin niching it later, then you can take your lunatic fringe customers into more weirdness as a market, and that'll be beneficial. So think about attitudinal awareness and how you're presenting yourself to your people, how you're positioning your product within the greater marketplace to create an attitudinal awareness that is ministering positively to your customer base rather than becoming a pain point.